Hi guys! If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachelle, and in this video, we're going to be talking about shifting. Now you may ask, what is shifting? Well, shifting is when you're transporting your subconscious mind from your current reality, also known as your CR, into your desired reality, known as your DR. It's not really like you're dreaming. I want to say it's more like lucid dreaming, where you're consciously aware that you're dreaming. And because you're consciously aware that you're in this new reality, you can control your actions and how the events unfold. It's actually really difficult to explain. I don't really know how to explain it that well, but it's not really dreaming, but I'm not sure what the proper word for it is. It's more like visualizing. Anyways, when I first heard about shifting, I was like, that is a joke. I was like, it's impossible to shift yourself into a new reality. But then I started reading and hearing about other people's shifting experiences, and I was like, holy crap! Shifting to another reality is possible. The way people were describing their experiences was making me more and more convinced that you can actually really shift. As I was becoming more convinced, I was like, I want to try shifting myself into my desired reality. I thought it'd be really cool to shift because who wouldn't want to leave their current reality for a little bit? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about a couple shifting methods you can try. I'm also going to be doing a script with me where I show you what I'm going to be scripting, and I'm going to take you along with me over the next couple of days while I attempt to shift. I will also be discussing and sharing with you my shifting experiences. As always, if you haven't already done so, I'd love it if you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And with that, let's just get into this video. So I should have mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to be attempting to shift to Hogwarts. Why am I shifting to Hogwarts? Well, who wouldn't want to live in a place where magic exists? I mean, it'd be so nice to be in a place where you can make something happen with a flick of a wand. Now let's move on to discussing different shifting methods you can try. The first method I'm going to talk about is the Raven method. So apparently this method works best when you're really tired. So once you decide that you want to use the Raven method to shift, you first want to play some subliminals. I don't think it's absolutely mandatory to do this for the Raven method, but I think it does help. The next thing you're supposed to do is lie in a starfish position with none of your limbs touching. And you're not supposed to move either. Next, you're supposed to close your eyes and count to 100 and repeat affirmations to yourself in between each number. These affirmations could be phrases like, I am shifting, or I am shifting to my DR. In my case, it would be Hogwarts, so I would say, I am shifting to Hogwarts. Those are just some examples though. While you do all of that, try to visualize yourself in your desired reality. After you've counted to 100, you're supposed to fall asleep and wake up in your DR. What I know is that this is a popular shifting method, and this is one that a lot of people like to use. And I'd really love to try this one. The next method I'm going to talk about is the Alice in Wonderland method. The first thing you can do, but again you don't have to, is to play some subliminals. The next thing you have to do is lay on your back. Then you're going to imagine yourself sitting against a tree. You're going to sit against the tree until someone from your DR runs past you. When they run past you, you're supposed to chase after them. You're going to chase after them until they fall into a rabbit hole. Then you're supposed to jump into the rabbit hole after them. Once you're done falling down the rabbit hole for however long you want, you will see a locked door and a key. Use the key and open the door. Once you open the door, you will see the person you were chasing. They will ask you, ready to go? If you're ready to go, take their hand and they will lead you into your DR room. Once you enter the room, you're supposed to see your DR self laying in the bed. And I believe the last thing you're supposed to do is lay in bed with your DR self, and then you will officially be in your DR. I think this method is pretty cool because it involves a lot of visualizing, and I don't know, it might be better for people who like to visualize or are good at visualizing, but I do think it'll take a lot of concentration and focus. The next method I'm going to talk about is the train method. I think that this is a super simple visualizing method. You're going to start by visualizing yourself on a train. If you're going to Hogwarts like me, then it'll be super convenient because you can visualize yourself riding the Hogwarts Express. You're going to ride this train until you reach your destination being your DR. You can ride this train for however long you want, and while you ride the train, it might help to repeat affirmations to yourself. I think it'll also help if you play some subliminals in the background as well. And of course, once you arrive and you step off the train, you will be in your DR. That's all there is to this method. The last method I'm going to talk about in this video is the pillow method. This one is super simple. It's probably the easiest out of all the methods, and it's definitely perfect for beginners if you're like me. The first thing you're going to do is write your script. Then you're going to put your script under your pillow. Then you're going to fall asleep imagining your DR. Also try to imagine scenarios with the people in your DR as well. And that's all there is to this method. Super easy, super simple. It's one you should definitely try out, and I'm going to try this one out myself too. Now I'm going to take you along with me while I create my script. In your script, you're basically writing down whatever you want to be or want to have in your desired reality. I just went onto the internet and searched up Harry Potter / Hogwarts shifting template. I just clicked on the first link and copied and pasted the template into into a Word document. Let's just get into the point where I actually start creating my script. The first thing I'm gonna do is put my name in. My name is Rachelle. I am just gonna take out the nickname. In my current reality, I'm 20 years old right now, but because I want to attend Hogwarts as a student, I got to be between the ages of 11 and 17. So I'm going to say that I am 16 years old, and I am in my 6th year at Hogwarts. The next thing in the script is to describe how you want to look like in your desired reality, but in my desired reality, I want to look the same as I do in my current reality. I am going to say that my appearance in my desired reality will be the same as my current reality. Now on to the big one, my Hogwarts house. So I've seen a lot of people script themselves in Slytherin because, you know, Draco. But let me know, because I really do want to know, am I the only one who's not obsessed with Draco? If I want to be in Slytherin, it'll be because of Snape. Snape is my favorite character in the entire Harry Potter series, and he's just such an interesting character. Why wouldn't you love him? I would script myself in Slytherin because of Snape. However, in Deathly Hallows, in the chapter where Harry sees Snape's memories, the chapter is called The Prince's Tale to be exact. Harry is shown this one memory where Snape is talking to Dumbledore. And in this memory, Dumbledore is basically talking about Snape's bravery for what he does. Dumbledore says this line, "You are a braver man by far than Igor Karkaroff." I hope I'm saying that right, because I really don't know. Dumbledore continues to say, "You know, I sometimes think we sort too soon." Because the whole conversation centers around Snape's bravery, I'm going to assume that Dumbledore thinks that Snape could have been in Gryffindor, because bravery is one of the Gryffindor qualities. So because I think Snape could have been in Gryffindor, I'm going to script myself so that I am in the Gryffindor house. Also, I want to be in Gryffindor because I just love the colors of Gryffindor house. This next line talks about friends. It's really specific for me, so I just want to make it more broad and say, I will have friends. In my desired reality, I want to be talented at Quidditch. To be more specific, I will say that I will excel at being a chaser and seeker. Okay, here the template says I cannot die, but I don't have a deep desire to be immortal like Voldemort. So instead, I'm going to say I cannot die from any unnatural causes. In the template, it says that I cannot get stuck in my desired reality. I'm going to keep that because I don't want to get stuck there. The last thing I'm going to show you is the safe word. So a safe word is basically a word you say to bring yourself back from your desired reality to your current reality. And it could be any word. So for example, you could say bubbles to bring yourself back to your current reality. I think I'm going to make my safe word clover. So I'm going to finish my script right now, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to fast forward to the point where I'm done creating my script. See you there. Hi! So it's about an hour later. I finished my script and I printed it out. Now let's move on to the part of the video where I attempt to shift to Hogwarts, and I'm going to take you along with me and share with you my experience. I just want to quickly mention that I will be shifting at night right before I go to bed. I think it'll be a really nice touch to wind down my day. I just did my whole night self-care routine. Tonight, I thought I would try the Raven method just because I am pretty tired and exhausted. And because the Raven method works best when you're really tired, I thought I would use my current state to its advantage. So to prepare for the Raven method, I said earlier that you could play some subliminals, but you don't have to. I personally am going to. I decided to go onto YouTube, and in the search box, I typed in Hogwarts ambient music. When you search it up, you will find a whole bunch of videos at least an hour long. The entire video is music, and the music kind of suits a theme, I want to say. The one I usually pick is Harry Potter ambient music for relaxing, studying, and sleeping. So I'm going to play this in the background while I try to shift tonight. And with that, I will see you guys tomorrow for an update of how my shifting went. Trying the Raven method last night, I felt absolutely nothing. I didn't really like the Raven method. With the Raven method, I kind of found like there was just a lot going on in my head. Counting to 100, repeating affirmations in between each number, and trying to visualize my DR all at the same time, I feel like takes a lot of focus, and I just wasn't able to focus. I think my mind kind of wandered a little bit, and by the time I counted to 100, I fell asleep. If anything, I think being very tired for the Raven method made it worse for me. Because I was tired, I think that's why I lacked in my concentration last night. But I didn't expect to successfully shift the first time anyways. I'm gonna stay positive, and if I stay positive, I will be able to shift one day. Today, I thought I would try a shifting method that I haven't done yet, and that is the Alice in Wonderland. This one actually sounds really fun, and I think the shifting method would be a lot simpler than the Raven method for me, just because this method relies heavily on visualization, and I think visualization is actually one of my strengths. So to give you a little bit of context to why I think visualization is one of my strengths is because I have actually been practicing visualization in terms of storytelling for quite some time now. If you didn't know, I am a film student, and in film school we do write scripts. So whenever I write a script, my idea always comes from what I see in my head, and then I put it on paper. Yeah, so because I've had a little bit of practice with visualization, I'm hoping the Alice in Wonderland method will be a little bit more of a success than the Raven method. Hopefully, keeping my fingers crossed that I'll be able to shift tonight. Last night, I did try shifting and I used the Alice in Wonderland method. I actually quite like this method, not gonna lie. The visualization part went on for a really long time, longer than I thought it would. After I finished the visualization, I kind of felt this weird sensation. I don't want to say weightless because it wasn't really weightless. It was more like the weight of my body was there, but I just couldn't feel it. It was kind of like the weight of my body was detached from me. That's such a bad explanation, but I hope it kind of makes sense. Anyways, I'm not actually sure if that's like a real symptom of shifting. Shortly after, I don't know when, I fell asleep, which is so annoying because I can't control when I fall asleep. And then I woke up the next morning with no recollection of what happened after I felt that weird sensation. So I'm going to assume that I was not able to shift, but I do think I came pretty close to it just because I felt that weird sensation. Tonight, I thought I would try the train method. It's again one I haven't done yet, but I'm excited to try it. The train method is again a visualization method, just like the Alice in Wonderland method, but I think this method is gonna be a lot easier in terms of shifting to Hogwarts, just because you can imagine yourself riding the Hogwarts Express, which I'm gonna do. Especially for me, I think this method is gonna be easier than the Alice in Wonderland, just because I've not only seen the movie, so I know what the Hogwarts Express looks like, but I've also been to the Harry Potter studios in Leeds in England when I went there for vacation in 2018. Inside the studios, they actually have the train set in there, and you can actually enter the set and walk through the aisle of the train. Yeah, so because I was able to walk through the train myself, I think it'll be a lot easier for me to imagine myself taking the train to my DR. So trying the train method last night, I actually quite liked it. Again, like the Alice in Wonderland method, I kind of visualized myself on the train for a really long time, and once I got off the train, I started to feel this tingling feeling on the tips of my fingers, and that is supposed to be one of the signs that you're close to shifting. So I'm really happy with my progress so far, but I unfortunately was not able to shift again last night. After I felt the tingly feeling in my fingers, I kind of just stopped right there. I didn't actually go into my DR. Shifting is actually so difficult, but I am determined to actually be able to shift one day. One day it will happen. Welcome to the last night of this video. So tonight I thought I would try shifting to Hogwarts using the pillow method. All I had to do was write my script, put it under my pillow, and then fall asleep imagining my DR. Yeah, so I do have my script here. It's double-sided, but before I put my script under my pillow, I'm gonna do a read-through of it just so I remember what I scripted. So trying the pillow method last night, it didn't go the way I thought it would go. I mean, okay, I did put my script under my pillow, got a little wrinkly though, but at some point I stopped thinking about my DR, and I guess that's when I fell asleep. And I guess that unfortunately means I did not shift again. I had these dreams about being at Hogwarts, and they were definitely dreams just because I scripted in my script that I would know when I was actually there, and I did not get that signal when I had these dreams. These dreams are short, but I don't know if having these dreams was like a coincidence or was it a sign that I'm getting close to shifting. I don't really know. Yeah, that's all that happened when I tried the pillow method. I sort of like the pillow method because of its simplicity, but I don't think it's very effective for me unless I'm doing it wrong. But I think I need something with a little bit more brain stimulation. Alright guys, I tried out 4 different methods of shifting in this video, and I gotta say my favorite so far is probably the train method. I just want to say that I'm still a beginner at shifting, and if you have any comments on how I can improve, let me know in the comments down below. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on how I can get better at shifting. If you're still watching right now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and if there's any videos that you want to see me do, leave me a comment down below. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Later!
If time are you, I'll take the passenger seat.